Hi, in this video we're going to look at how to create and use job and org fields. The job fields that we're going to be looking at today are the ones that appear on the second page of the job creation process. There are some job fields here that will show up on every job, including the EEO field, which does show up on all jobs that are posted for the United States. And then the 4 fields at the bottom, these are used for job board mapping purposes. But all the fields above the EEO field are job fields that you can add and customize. You'll notice that some fields are required, which means that field has to be completed in order to keep moving in the job creation process. And some job fields have dependencies. We will look more at dependencies in another video, but when I say dependencies, what I mean is that depending on what you choose for a certain field, other fields will populate. For example, when I chose R&D as a department for this job, you'll see the cost center field showed up with the value of engineering. But if I were to change the department to customer service, now you'll see the cost center value change to customer success. Dependencies can help users by saving time and allowing them to not have to scroll through several values in a field. And admins can configure dependencies when creating job fields. To create a job field, click Settings and Admin, and then Job Fields. Here you'll see a list of all of your job fields, both active and inactive. The order that the job fields fall on this page is the order that they'll fall on a job. So if you need to, you can drag and drop different fields to move them into a different order. There are 3 standard job fields that come with SmartRecruiters. Brands, and you can edit brands in the Brands section of the Settings and Admin page. You can learn more about editing brands in our Brands tutorial. We also have country as a standard field, and you'll notice country is not editable because it is just a standard list of countries. And then department. Department is editable in that you can add your own department values here, but you can't change the type, category, or visibility of the department field. You'll notice that some fields are called org fields. An org field is a special type of job field that is used to drive configurations and processes within SmartRecruiters. For example, you can set up different hiring processes or screening question sets based on certain job criteria. So in this case, since department is an org field, I can use this field to dictate what hiring process or screening questions will be applied to this job after it's created. So for the job I'm creating, I choose the department as sales. I can then have hiring processes I've created for just sales jobs to be applied to this job. Regular job fields do not have this ability, and you cannot configure other processes based on that field. You can create regular job fields to collect information that you would like to report on. To add a field, you click the Add Field button, and then give your field a name. And then you choose the category, meaning is this going to be a regular job field or an org field? I want to note that with job fields and org fields, there is a limited amount that you can have in your system. So for regular job fields, you can create up to 200 fields, and that is inclusive of both active and inactive fields. For org fields, you can create up to 22 additional org fields. And again, that is inclusive of both active and inactive fields. So as you're creating your fields, make sure to really think about, is this field a field that I want to drive process within my system? For this scenario, I'm going to leave this as a job field and not an org field. You can also choose the type of field. So you can have a single select field or a free text field. If this was an org field, you can only have single select as an option, since the value of an org field drives other processes in the system. So if I were to change this to free text, you'll notice it changes it back to a job field. And then you can choose the visibility. Internal visibility can be used if this field is really only going to be used for internal categorization, or if you don't want this field to be seen by every role, as only certain roles can see internal job fields. Public visibility means that this job field can be seen by more roles in the system, but also it can be found by the job posting API and can be used to determine configuration of career sites. In this scenario, I'm going to leave this as a public field. You can decide whether your field is required, and then you can decide where this field is going to appear. I do want this field to appear on the job. And if I have the CRM functionality, I can choose to have it show up in the CRM as well. And I can also choose to have this field show up on both the job ad and the job approval. And if you chose single select as your type, this is where you're going to add your values. You can simply just start typing your values. And if you have a long list of values and you don't want to hand type them, you can upload a CSV of your values. They would just have to be in one column with no headers. You can also choose the sort of your values in the drop-down. You can drag and drop your values if you want to create your own custom sort, or you can have them sort alphabetically. And then you can have the order number display in the drop-down as well. Before I save my field, I also want to note that once you've saved your field, you cannot change the field category or the type. So make sure everything is set how you want it before you click Create Field. In this case, I think I'm good to go. So I'm going to click Create Field. You'll see my field here, contract type. The category is a job. It's public. I don't have any dependencies yet. And when you do create a new job field, you do have to make sure you mark it as active so it will show up on the job. So now if I go to create a job, you'll now see contract type here. Thank you for watching this video on creating job and org fields.